Well, again, 1/400 scale collectors. So today we have wave 3 of the military vehicles. This first one is called the Kamaz Typhoon 63968 MRAP. I think Kamaz is a Russian truck company. I think they do stuff for like the Dakar Rally and stuff. But obviously this is a military vehicle. It's pretty cool. I like it. Looks very modern. Alright, let's move that out of the way. The next one here is a KMDB Dozer B APC of some sort. I have no idea where KMDB is from, what country of origin. It might be a conglomerate of companies for all I know. It's not a very big one compared to that Range Rover next to it on the US Penny there. Let's move that away. We have 24 models to go through here. This next one here is a KMW GFF4 Grizzly. Another armored personnel carrier, and no armaments on any of these. Oh no, that last one had a gun on the top. This one does not though. Just meant to carry troops around, I guess. Is that focusing right? I guess so. Okay, let's get that out. The next one is a Japanese one, a Komatsu LAV 4x4. So this is like the Japanese Humvee. You know, little 4-door, and the Japan Self-Defense Forces use this, of course. I don't know if any other countries use this. Komatsu is a heavy industry company. They make like airport tractors and big construction equipment. Okay, this next one is called a Kraz Shrek 1. I'm not sure if that was because of the movie Shrek. Let's see. It's a fairly modern vehicle, just by the looking at it. It's an APC, of course. 4 windows in the back. Maybe it holds like 10 people in the back. And maybe there's a turret option at the top. There seems to be a round thing on the top there. Okay, well anyways, interesting that it's called Shrek, like the movie. We're going to go back to, I think, World War II, or a prototype for World War II. It's a German tank called a Kugelpanzer, which I think translates to ball tank. So it looks kind of like a ball. To my understanding, there is one in real life at some museum, but one person I think gets in this, and those 2 black tracks that are canted in a V are what drive it. And then that little thing on the back is what keeps it from tipping over. So, yeah, interesting one. I can't imagine to be able to see much out of it, though. There's just like a slot in the front. So that's probably why it never became a very popular tank. It must have been hot in there too, with an engine cranking away in there. It's smaller than a normal car. Alright, a giant one now from World War I. This is the K-Wagon from 1917. Yeah, so it's kind of like a giant house on tank treads with turrets coming out the side, and the engine exhausts are on the top there. So it must have gotten really hot in there too. I think there may have been a gun in the front, but it might have been too thin for me to print out. So let's see here. Sorry. I'm going to move this over, get this thing in the center. Alright. I like it though. It's a really funky design. Alright, this next one is a large boat truck kind of thing, and it's called a LARC-V Amphibious vehicle, or the Larc 5 maybe. It's obviously a pretty big one, you know, meant to carry things across the water, jeeps and stuff like that, I imagine, just based on comparing it to the Range Rover there. Yeah, okay. Alright, this next one is called a LAV-25 Striker, IFV APC. So it's an infantry fighting vehicle or an armored personnel carrier as well. You know, so it's you know, there are troops in the back of it, but because it has a turret, I guess it's a fighting vehicle as well. So 4 axles. Seems okay. The turret on this one obviously spins around. Okay. This next one, very similar in vein. It's called a LAV-300 Commando, and it's made by Textron, I believe. which is I think a US company. So same sort of thing, turret, armored personnel carrier. Alright, this next one is is a biggie, an LCAC. So I might actually have to back this out. So this is the hovercraft. Hovercraft used by Marines to land vehicles. Right, so look at the Range Rover. So this thing is it's capable of moving tanks across water directly onto land. So it's big. Yeah. Very ominous looking. I like it. I'm gonna have to put that one aside separately. Alright, this next one is called a Lenco Bear. So I think this is a modern truck of some sort. I don't know if any militaries use it though. It's like maybe a PMC, private military contractors or something. Maybe even an armored like money truck. I know nothing about it. I just thought it looked cool, so I modeled it. Alright. The next one is pretty cool looking, I think. It's called an LGS Fennec. I have a suspicion it's a European company making this. And it's really low profile for an armored vehicle, I think. Alright. Maybe a central driver? I don't know, just based on the windows. So the next one is an M1135 Striker NBC-RV. I have no idea what NBC-RV means. Natural, biological, something. Maybe it's like biological warfare or something. But it's got a turret on the top. I think that might be like for a machine gun, although I don't actually have the barrel on there. Or possibly, yeah, I think it's a machine gun. Okay. So this must be a US vehicle. Alright, moving on here. We're going to go to World War I with one of the first tanks, I guess, that most people would recognize. This is the Mark I male tank. So I believe this is a British tank. And when they say male, that means it has these two cannons sticking out the side. I think the female didn't have cannons. It may have just had like machine guns or something like that. So this is like again a small room being driven on two tracks. And the tracks are so long so they could go over the trenches that were common in World War I. Alright, let's go up to World War II again, and we're going to have one of the largest tanks in history. This is a German tank called the Maus, Panzerkampfwagen 8. So this is a giant tank, over 70 tons from my recollection, maybe over 100 tons. Just to give her a reference, a Sherman tank I think is like 35 tons. So, I mean, again, look at that Range Rover. This is a giant tank. Naturally, the turret on this one turns as well. Alrighty. Alright, the next one you should recognize from the Iraq War. This is the MAZ 543 Scud-B SS-1 missile launcher. So that is a Scud missile on the giant truck. And I have this one so it actually does pivot up. Yeah, that took a long time to model, obviously. It's pretty complex. But I think it turned out alright. Stupid ass Saddam Hussein. Guy pisses me off. Well, he's dead now, so it doesn't matter. Alright, another interesting tank to come up, again, is from World War I. It's called a Mendeleev tank. I don't know what origin, what country it's from, but it's got a little turret that twists up top and a huge cannon in the front, and it just looks like a giant living room. Maybe it was never even a real tank. This could have been just like a concept, actually, now that I think of it. But I thought it was so cool that I decided to make it anyways. Okay, next one that I believe was an actual vehicle used in World War I is called the MG... I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce this because I'm not French or whatever MGEBROV means. Magibrov? I don't know. MGEBROV-Renault World War I armored car. So, seems to be a partnership between Renault and whatever that word was. So, it's a funky design. That's why I made it. It's like a wedge with a turret on the back or something, or a little room or something. I think there's supposed to be some guns sticking out the top, but again, it's too small to print that. Okay, let's move that one off. Getting back to modern times, we have something called the MOAG Duro 3P. It's a 6x6, I imagine, and seems to be an armored personnel carrier of some sort. Okay. Another MOAG. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that company right either, but this is a smaller one, kind of like a Humvee. This is called the Eagle 4. Yeah, so I'm not sure if any militaries are actively using that or not, but I made it anyways. I think this next one it's a MOAG again. It's called the Panzer Trap. So actually, now I'm guessing MOAG must be a German military contract company, because Panzer is German for tank, I believe, right? Anyways, yeah, it's old school. I like. It's interesting that there's wheel covers in the back, but you know, I guess it's probably to keep them from getting shot out. Whereas the front has to steer, so they had to leave those tires open, but they have a metal plate covering up at least the center part of the tire. And there's a tiny little turret up top as well. Alright, another MOAG is called the Piranha 3C APC. So another modern vehicle. It's got a turret as well, four axles on this guy, and probably I don't know, maybe 6 or 10 people I'd imagine might fit in the back of that. Well, maybe not with the turret there. So I'm not sure the statistics on it. If you know, please leave a comment. Alright, the very last one for today is another modern one. It's called the Nexter Caesar. So this is an 8x8 howitzer, a self-propelled howitzer. Very cool looking. I don't know where Nexter is from. I would imagine Europe or maybe the Middle East. And this one I have it so the this howitzer pivots up and down, and it'll actually twist a little bit on its base as well. Yeah. So that's it for that guy. Let's move this off, and you'll take a look at all of them together. And let's not forget the Range Rover. So, which one did you like the most today? This is a tough one. I like so many of them. Obviously the LCAC, just because it's huge. I like the Mouse because that's one of the hugest tanks I've ever seen. I kind of like the Scud missile because it took a lot of time. I also like the Mendeleev because it's ridiculous looking. But I do like that one as well. And I like the Nexter Caesar. Boy, I can't pick a favorite, but I have like 5 favorites at least. But if you have a favorite, please leave a comment. And if you have any stats or anything like that on them that you want to share, I'm sure other people will appreciate it, including myself. Oh, the ball tank also is really interesting too. Okay, alright, well thanks for watching today, and stay tuned. There'll be a couple other military vehicles to come.